All right. Here we go. I did it. I don't know why I always have a hard time with that. All right. Let me pass the controls over to my man, Jason Stipp. Here we
Thanks,
go.
Brad.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And y'all just know there's still a few people that just joined. Y'all, Jason, how long you been with us, man?
Coming up on 5 years.
5 years, almost 100% vested. Yeah. But y'all, Jason, he's a hell of a guy, awesome guy. Always, enjoy our conversations. Just super down to earth, and the guy knows the ins and outs of the numbers of this business. Understanding the numbers of what you're working hard for every single day is one of the most important things that you can possibly understand in this career, and what it really looks like when you stick and stay, make it pay. We don't just say that to our clients, it's for our agents as well, because y'all, with the renewals and over just the way this thing builds over the years, it's life changing. I will tell you firsthand. So without further ado, and y'all, by the way, Jason is it's 7 o'clock in his world right now. He's out in Texas. He lives on a ranch out there with Gomer and Mama Jenny, his donkeys out there. It's just, we're blessed that Jason was just able to, more than happy to, get on this call with us this morning, even though it's pretty early where he's at in the old great state of Texas. So I highly encourage everybody, pens, notepads, take some notes. This is life-changing stuff. So without further ado, Jason Stipp, take it away, my man.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. So, what I wanted to kind of do this morning is run you through the Career Track Vision tool, look at a couple different things. One being, what if you just stayed on the sales professional track? What does that look like? What if you're doing 180,000 your first year and kind of build that up to about 432,000 by your sixth year? What does that look like as far as commissions go? We're going to look at quality. How does quality impact the numbers? And then we're going to put in what if you want to go the agency builder route? What does that look like as far as average production per month? What does recruiting look like? How does that change the cash flow for the current year and then future renewals? And then we'll look at the quality on that as well. And then I'm going to go into another sheet that kind of builds on that. We're going to look at 10 years. What does 10 years being a sales professional look like versus a 10-year agency builder look like? And the commissions and incentive dollars that go into that. And then I want to finish off with helping you understand, probably the biggest question that I get is when you have, you're starting out and you get that advance, when you get your 7th month commissions. I don't know how many times we get asked that question, but it's pretty often. So I want to explain and break down how advances work and how you get to where your account gets to what we call flipped. Flip being whenever you go from a debt position to a credit position, so that way you begin receiving a monthly commission settlement. So like I said, I wanted to start out with the vision tool. There is a lot of numbers on the screen. So if you're on your phone, hopefully whenever you get an opportunity this evening or over the weekend, you can log in, look at the recording and blow the screen out so that way you can really see the numbers. But up on the screen, I've got a sales professional starting out at the career track level 1, doing 15,000 per month their first year, so 180,000. In their second year, they moved into a sales professional 4, and they're doing about 17,500 per month, so 210,000 a year. The third year, 240,000. Fourth, 288. Fifth, 360, and sixth, they're about doing 432,000, which is 36,000 per month. So we can start looking at the advances and cash flow that you can expect to receive. The advance rate that I'm using is 60%. I'm using an A to T of 100%. And you'll see out here in column U, the cash flow for that month is about 47,000. Make sure that I've got 60% in here as an advance rate.
And just real quick, just so everybody knows, Jason, just correct me if I'm wrong, but these are all like pretty average numbers. This is not some super stud agent, writing, 300,000 their first year. I mean, this is pretty average numbers here that we're using.
Yeah.
and most of y'all know, we do in our agency, we do 70%, about 70% advance off the top. So, but I mean, it's just know these are pretty average numbers here.
Yes, I'm not using anything crazy. I'm not trying to paint a picture of the top sales professional. I'm going right down the middle of the line to show you and demonstrate to you what is what you can reasonably expect to receive in any given year. So we're looking at about 47,000 that first year. Majority of that cash flow is coming from advances, about 42,000 in advances. There is some incentives that you're earning, about $5,500. When you move into that second year doing that 17.5 a month, you have now increased your cash flow to about 77,000, with 4,500 of it coming from incentives. The rest of it, we talk about, I mentioned account flipping. That usually happens in about 18 to 24 months after you've been here. So when we look at that second year cash flow, we're looking at probably getting those commissions out to you. So we have the 73,000 plus the 45 to get you that cash flow of a little over 77,000. Third year, now you're doing 240,000. You're up to about 111,000. Now you jump to 132, 174, and about 209,000. So over those 6 years, you can reasonably expect to receive roughly $750,000 in cash flow. As far as renewals go, you got to subtract the 750,000 from that 1.1. So you're looking at about $375,000 coming to you in future renewals. Now that 375,000 gets paid out over 30 years. So you work for 6 years, you leave the business. Over the next 30 years, you're roughly going to receive an additional $375,000 in commissions. That's the renewal part of this. Now, I told you I wanted to show you how quality business impacts this. Told you we're using an ADT of 100%. If you really focus in on quality, make sure you're writing good quality business, and you have an ADT of 110, now you've gone up to about 818,000 with about 415,000 in future commissions. That's about a 10% pay increase just by focusing on quality business.
For the newer folks here, sorry to interrupt, Jason. For the newer folks on the call, because there are a few, A to T ratio, that is your active term ratio, how many clients are staying on the books, and that is by, you write good quality business with clients that stay on the books. Not people that, not all the people at Dollar Trees and Boost Mobiles and things like that. Those clients don't stay on the books long. So good quality business obviously has a huge impact on your future renewals here.
That's right. And if you are new, you have a cash report that gets released out monthly. For the first 3 to 6 months, that's really not going to be useful. It's not going to have good numbers in there. Reason being is that there is a 2-month lag to start with. So you've got to be here 3 months before you even start getting an A to T ratio. But to really see how your A to T ratio is performing, you've got to wait until about the 6th month before you're here, before you can really start getting some good numbers in there. Because the first month that you're starting, you are just starting. You're figuring things out. Second month, you're starting to get things really figured out. By the third month, you've really got your foundation set. So by the time that those numbers are starting to be calculated into your A to T, they start to become relevant. So focusing again on that 110, you're getting up to about 415,000 renewals. But let's say you're struggling with your A to T. How does that impact this? So we'll go the opposite direction. We'll go down to 90. That A to T really can be applied to a 1-for-1 as far as your compensation goes. If you're at 100%, you go out at 90, it's about a 10% pay decrease. If you go from 100 to 110, it's about a 10% pay increase. Who on here run and guns for the monthly cash bonuses? and you just show me hands. You don't need to come on, right? So you're probably aware that in order to make sure that you get your monthly cash bonus, you have to maintain an A to T of 85% or higher. This model takes that into account. If you're down at 84, so be watching these calls in and O. If you go down to 84, those bonuses go away. That will certainly hurt your cash flow. I mean, you're looking at being a sales professional over 6 years, about $83,000 at a 90%. So you would lose that just by not making sure that you're writing quality business. And if you're struggling with quality business, you need to set up time with me. I have a graph that I can show you. I can break down your business by product, issue age, the family status that you're selling to, and the level that you're selling at. If you're having high canceled issues, I can break down your canceled issues to say the bulk of your canceled issues are coming from bank return item, NSF, or account closed, or maybe you're trying to close on a free look. I can break down your business to that level so that way you can start doing a targeted approach of how to do corrective action in your business. Now, this is a sales professional. I mentioned that I wanted to kind of show you the same thing on the agency builder side of this. So let me get those numbers plugged in. Now, as you're team building, these numbers here for personal production are going to change because you're spending some time training. And if you're training, you're not going to have the time in the field that personal sell. You're also going to be recruiting. So what I've done here is taper this down to say, okay, well, by the end of your 4th year, you are now a market director. So you've been here 3.5 years. Within 3.5 years, you've now hit the metrics to become a market director. So you're starting your 5th year as a market director, and you're that market director for an entire 2 years, closer to 2.5. Recruiting wise, that first year you're just starting. You're probably going to have 2 directs, 1 assigned. An assigned recruit is somebody in your hierarchy above you, like your agency owner. So Kyle might go out and have a direct recruit, may assign them to your team. Then one of those 3 has their own direct recruit. So you have a team recruit. So a total of 4 recruits come onto your team in your first year. Second year, 4 directs, 2 team. Third year, 5 direct, 4 team. 4th year, now that you're approaching that market director, market director metrics, what you're striving for is 2 consecutive quarters of 50 submitting agents, 2 direct recruits, and 125,000 in premium. So this model captures that, but if you have 2 direct recruits a quarter, 2 times 4 is 8. So you should be on pace to do 8 recruits in a quarter or in a year. 5th year, you go up to 9. 6th year at 10. For team, again for team. Now your team's starting to build more, so they're up to eight team recruits. So a total of 18 recruits come on your team in the 6th year. Cash flow goes up to 691. Renewals, actually, put in 100% year. Cash flow goes up to about 753,000. And then current year and future commissions total 1.3. So renewal is 553,000. Same thing applies if you do 110% A to T across both your team and personal production. You've given yourself a 10% pay increase. Go the other direction, you've decreased that by 10%, so down to 494,000. Is everybody with me so far?
I am.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes, sir.
So perfect. So this is a 6-year plan. You know, I like using this model for agents that have been here for within the first year. That way we can kind of set a plan for them. We can start showing them a vision of where they can take this career. If they want to be a sales professional, we can start going that sales professional route. But I always like to show them, uh, if you go the agency builder route, how does that impact your renewals? So to demonstrate that even more, I've used this model to build out a 10-year plan. So simply looking at commissions and incentives and 10-year cash flow and then future commissions. You start out at 1, you go into sales professional 4, uh, it tops out a sales professional 5. There is not a sales professional market director. There is sales professional 5, and that's where it stops. That contract is a 50 and 3. So using that 50 and 3 and kind of building up to about a $500,000 production a year. So you get into year 8, do 500,000. I just kind of continue that forward. What does that look like? Well, you can see the bonuses out here that are being paid out. You can see the commissions that are being paid out each year. But really what you want to look at is over here in this green box down at the bottom. Commissions over the 10 years is about 1.6 million. Incentives over that 10 year, 212,000. So total about $1.8 million over that 10-year period. Future commissions outside of the 10 years, you're looking at about $978,000 being paid out. For a total of, we'll call it 4.6 million. Not bad. Those numbers are good. $283,000 in a year, good income. Let's look at the agency builder side of this. Using those same recruiting numbers that I put in the original model, then added on these 4 years, still maintain or still increase recruits year over year. Got some team production in here. This team production does not include you. If you want to know what it is, you just got to add those two together. But what we're looking at now is these commissions. I want to focus in on this column L. So just commissions alone, you're looking at 282,000. Coming over here, bringing in incentives, you don't even hit the commissions that you'd be receiving. Oh yeah, it does. Just right at it. Then you're bringing in the incentive dollars. You're looking at an additional $37,000 just in incentives. And this is based on our current incentive book. So now you're looking at that 10-year, about, I would call it 319,000, close to about 320,000. Now look at this box. Still about 1.6 million, incentives 242,000. 10-year cash flow 1.8. Future commissions 1.6. 977. You're looking at an additional generational wealth of about $650,000 by team building. Putting the same amount of time and energy into your business as you would be as a sales professional, you're just allocating your time differently between selling, training, and recruiting. And if you've ever been to a one-on-one, you've gotten that pin that we put, that little lapel pin. We recruit, we train, we sell. And that's what it does for you.
Triple threat, baby. Woo.
Yep. So those are the numbers. I encourage you to reach out to me. We can do a personalized plan. We can look at your Casper report. We can identify areas of improvement. We can identify areas that you're doing well in. That way, whenever you're mentoring new agents coming into the business, you can share best practices that the home office sees and really just provide that education to help them be successful as well. Now, at the beginning of the call, I mentioned that I wanted to kind of go over how advances work. So what we're going to be doing here is looking at a month at a time. So if you go out and sell $10,000 in a month, the advance that you're going to receive is $3,000. And if you've ever taken out a loan, you know, if you take out a loan, you got to pay that loan back. Well, the way that this loan is paid back is with commissions that we receive on the monthly basis. So when you go out and sell a policy, we collect a monthly premium. When we receive that monthly premium, we calculate the commission that you'd receive off of that and then apply that to your account. The advance itself is a lump sum payment on future commissions that we expect to receive, usually about 7 months worth. So when we advance you 7 months worth of commissions, when you get to the 8th month, you receive the commission still, but now it's being applied to new debt. So when this debt gets paid off, you see that it gets paid off right around here in this 8th month. If all you did was go out and sell 1 month of $10,000 and that was it, then the loan of $3,000 would be paid off right around that 8th month, right? Well, if you go out and sell $10,000 in your 2nd month, you're taking out an additional $3,000 loan. The commissions that you already received off that 1st month are now being applied to the new $3,000 loan. And it's just kind of a rolling effect until you get to a point to where, again, it's 18 to 24 months later that you've built up enough monthly commissions on new commissions to be allocated to advances, as well as you've started to build renewal commissions. And those renewal commissions will then go to offsetting your debt to where eventually you get to that sweet spot of the debt is no longer and you're receiving commission settlement. You're receiving those commissions at the 8th month. It's just being applied to newer debt. So there's that rolling factor that you got to consider. When you look at your statement of account, you'll notice that there is a beginning balance, and you'll notice that there's numbers that are in parentheses. You'll notice that there's numbers that are just a positive number. When you look at your statement of account, you've got to look at it as kind of the opposite you would on a checking account. When you look at your checking account statement, you see a positive number in there, you know that's how much money you have. When you see a negative number in your checking account, you know that money was subtracted from your balance. On a statement of account, it's the opposite. When you see a positive number in there, that is a debt to the company. That's the amount that you owe the company. That is either a loan or it's an advance on your account, or there might be some kind of a charge like the mobile technology fee. When you say a negative number on your statement of account, that is money that was paid out to you or money that you received. And that negative number eats away at your debt balance. So essentially what you're aiming for is to get a negative statement of account balance. That's the goal. Once you've achieved that, your account has flipped. And depending on how the timing of your account flipping, you may never go back to that debt position, or you may go back to a debt position for 1 month and go back to a flip position the following month. If you ever have any questions whatsoever around statement of account, commission statements, cash flow reports, I'm here for you. I'm here to help you. I can pull up your all of those reports and we can go line by one, and then we can really dive into it in detail to make sure that you're comfortable with the numbers that are in there. That's it. That's all I have to share with you this morning. I know that was a lot thrown at you at once. The big takeaway is you don't have to remember it all. You just have to remember me. You remember me, you're set. Reach out. We'll get a meeting scheduled, do a one-on-one on Zoom, and we'll do some personalized account review and vision.
Jason, if you don't mind, just text me. Just obviously, I've got your number and all that, man. Just I forget what's your email address.
It is jason.stipp@globe.life.
Pretty easy to remember. Jason.stipp@globe.life. And y'all, once again, these are all pretty conservative numbers that he was going over there with, with us. Y'all, the point that you really got to understand is, like, what are you working hard for every day for your future? And y'all, I mean, we've got agents that become a market director after their first year. I became a market director. I was about a year and a half in, a year and a half, 2 years in when I officially became a market director. So y'all, for those of you who just want to, sell, that's fine. You can do that. But just understanding what the future looks like when you really start running your business like a business and growing, the numbers for your future change drastically, drastically. And nothing's stopping anybody on this call from becoming a market director in their first year. I mean, there's people that hit regional director by their second year. I mean, Amanda Arndt, she became an AO. How long was she here, Jason, before she became an AO? Like 3 years, 4 years?
3
3 years. And
by the end of her third year. Yeah, she was promoted.
Yeah. So like, those are very conservative numbers that Jason was just going over there. Y'all, the point I'm trying to make is you want to be running your business like a business, and you want to be writing good quality business, paying attention, if you do have cancellations, things like that, reaching out, getting those clients back on the books, all that, because that's your future. That is your future. And y'all, once you get to a point where your account flips, you get to a point where you've got, 20, 30 grand hitting your checking account every single month on the 15th before you even wake up and go to work in the morning. I will personally tell you, it's nice. It's nice. But that is what you work for. Obviously most of y'all know I've been here for over 8 years. Like, it's nice. So y'all just, I mean, the point of it is run into that next business. Know what you're working hard for. Know why you're out here doing this every day. And I swear to you right now, when you really understand these numbers, and obviously this call is recorded, you can go back and watch it 100 times if you want to really grasp it. And if you have questions, of course, reach out, because understanding these numbers and what your future looks like and what you're working hard for every day that's your motivator every morning. So Jason, man, just thank you so much for breaking that stuff down for everybody. Y'all, obviously it's a major part to your business, and when you understand the numbers, hopefully that's going to make you want to jump in your car and get to that next business as quick as possible and protect as many families as you possibly can, because your future, once again, it's going to be very grateful that you did. So good quality business stick and stays, and it pays your future. So that's a big reason why we harp on that so much, y'all, because it's a big deal. And these numbers, they add up very quickly. I mean, if you could blink from now and be 5 years from now, what do you want that to look like? Because there is no limit on how fast you can get to these levels. So anyways, of course I could rant and rave about that for, an hour, but Jason.
Brad, I'll add on to that. So if you have an idea where you want to be in 5 years, if you have a number in mind, we can back into that. I can show you what it's going to take to get you there. You don't have to guess. I can show you. I can show you the way.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like Jason's a guru when it comes to this stuff. Literally, just setting your plan out. It's like, okay, y'all, we talk about all the time. 2 laws to a successful schedule and a successful future. Number 1, have a plan. Number 2, execute the plan. So highly encourage everybody, reach out to Jason. The guy is amazing. He's always more than happy to just break down numbers for you, get a game plan together, get it on paper. And then it's like, all right, go work the plan. And if you do that, and then, you actually execute that plan. Yeah. Life's a whole lot different, y'all, than it was for me, 8 years ago when I came into this business. And a big part of that's just having a plan. So, and Jason does this all day for all, for everybody across the country in this company. So, yeah, y'all, it's a big deal. So Jason, once again, thank you so much for your time, man. Thanks for getting up probably maybe a little bit extra early. I don't know if you're doing some work on the farm morning before I know it's raining out there, and hopefully Gomer and Mama Jenny are dry, but yeah, y'all, once again, let's get fired up about your future. Know what you're working hard for every day. And
Brad, I think somebody has a question on here, Brad.
Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, Graham.
Hi, Jason. I just have a quick question. Can you go back to the last slide that you showed for the sales professional with that green box?
Sure. The 10-year plan.
Yeah, I think so. The one before you got to the agency builder one, the last one. Yeah. Okay. So this green box down here, you have commissions, incentives.
Mm-hmm.
That added together is your 10-year cash flow, right?
Correct.
So aren't you double counting that into the grand total?
No, it's am I?
Because it should just be 10-year cash flow plus future commissions should equal grand total. The commissions and incentives should not be part of that 4,570,000.
You're right.
Okay. Sorry, it was confusing.
No, good catch.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, sorry, I was just confused. Yeah, I was like, wow, that was a huge number.
Yeah, I threw this together yesterday.
Okay, no worries.
Yep.
Thank you, and I
No,
thank you for your time.
thank you, Graham.
It was very interesting. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and once again, y'all, I mean, you can build those numbers a lot faster than what Jason did on the chart here. You know, if you're really diving in this career and you're taking it really seriously, those numbers they grow much larger than the numbers that Jason was showing. Much larger. Like I said, those were very conservative numbers. Taken from somebody personally who's only been here for 8 years, not 10 years. You know, those numbers are much larger than that. So, like I said, it's what are you going to do with it? You know, what do you want to do with it? What do you really want your life to look like in 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
Brad, I don't know if it's just me, but I think you're muted.
We lost you for a second, or Brad.
Hey guys, I'll go ahead and jump in really quick since something happened with the
All right.
volume. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Brandy.
Now we can hear
Okay.
Brad again.
There
Okay.
you go, Brad. You got it.
Yeah, sorry.
Brad, go ahead and then I'll finish.
It
Go
didn't
ahead,
spell
Brad,
as
and then
muted.
I'll finish
Sorry.
out.
But no, all I was saying is, you know, what do you want your life to look like 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants a big, beautiful home, nice piece of property, you know, and not have to worry about bills and all that. But what most people don't think about is what does that future require of you today and every day until you get there. And y'all, most people, when they sell something, they get paid one time for it. Y'all, we get paid for the rest of our lives on these policies. Write good business, keep it on the books. And yeah, like once again, the future's going to be grateful that you did. So, Brandy, did you have something you want to say real quick?
Yeah, I do. So I'm going to throw out a really cool incentive that's going to come out on a flyer here in just a second. So we're going to do, for Kyle, it's going to be height or length, time. I forget the other one I put on there, but you must go out and get 6 demos today. And so it'll be 3 categories for you to win a really cool prize. It's not going to be something extravagant, but it's going to be some kind of fun baby thing that I'm going to personally do for the agency today.
Nice. Heck yeah. Brandy, I'll be happy to help out with that as well. But anyways, y'all, God bless you. Have an awesome day. Let's get fired up. Know what you're working hard for. Know what you're working hard for your future today. Y'all, that's what the grind's about every day. Jason, you know, once again, thank you, brother. I appreciate you being on. You know, your time is extremely valuable, and I appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, sir. And y'all, you know, once again, highly encourage you to reach out to Jason to understand what your business looks like, get a game plan together for what you want your future to look like, and just execute that plan. Y'all, that's all you got to do. You know, that's it. It's just copy and paste. Y'all, it's Wednesday. We're not even halfway through the week yet. You know, the momentum is building extremely, extremely well. A lot of us, you know, are just continuing to build that momentum with the activity. Keep paying the system. It's going to keep paying you. Yeah, y'all, it's train more. Let's get after it. Let's get it done. God bless you. Have an awesome day. Be safe out there. Bye, y'all.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.